Hello, you guys. I hope this recording doesn't fucking, corrupt once again. I'm going to do Nikki's route because, that's the one everyone's been waiting for. I really enjoyed Daria's route, actually. So maybe Nikki will just turn out to be an irredeemable asshole. Or maybe she won't be. Hooray! Dim lights, the din of a roaring crowd, and the smell of horribly overpriced and nauseating concessions. Even across galaxies, timelines, and perhaps even universes, there is still something deeply familiar about a sporting arena. I'm trying to look around here. Oh. Trying to look around in the troll crowds. Oh, there's Troll John Egbert, I think. There's no trolls who are actually familiar, except that the one in the cage, the blue blood looking one, kind of looks like Aqueous. Smash her mother honking face in. There's also something deeply familiar about sports fans. Amicia! Such a shame having seats next to the purples. They can be so crude and boorish, don't you agree? Chilhut will be nearly this loud. Usually. You find yourself here, attending to a wrestling show, a display of muscular theatre, to use the troll terminology, thanks to the benevolence of one Amicia Erden. She won the tickets in a raffle and excitedly invited you to come along. You agreed with some reservations that you had quickly expressed. She was quite disappointed, but eventually agreed not to kidnap you and keep you locked up as a living paint jar, since you're buddies and all. What a sweet friend. You have to admit, though, muscular theatre isn't really your thing. It's as over-the-top and ridiculous as human wrestling, which makes it perfectly entertaining enough, but it's also, a lot more violent. Participants aren't expected to die, as far as you can tell, but you've already seen a few get wheeled off on futuristic cover stretchers with injuries you're not sure they could survive. Oh gosh, she nearly got impaled there. Every match tonight is taking place within a chain-link cage. Spikes surround it on both the outside and inside, and just out occasionally from the places where the wires cross. The overall design, in addition to ensuring maximum bloodshed, seems to keep both the wrestlers inside and the audience out. Ironically, it might be safer this way. The current combatants are some olive bloods named the Huntress, and a purple blood calling himself Culpits. Ooh, the Huntress. Interestingly to you, there is nothing clown-like about him at all. It's only conspicuous how unclowny he is, if only due to the absolutely ridiculous amount of clown content you have imbibed on the presence of other purples. The two fighters appear to be nearly evenly matched. The olive troll ducks and weaves amid blindingly fast punches from the purple, slashing at him with grandiose arm gestures, trying to overwhelm him with a barrage of small attacks. Every one of his punches hits hard enough to knock her down, but she always springs up before he can land a second hit. She's incredibly steady on her feet and quicker than he. In fact, you get the distinct impression that the olive troll is holding back, presumably so as to avoid inciting the crowd. Thus far, you have not seen a single match in which the lower-blooded opponent triumphed over a higher-blooded foe. I must admit, this match is a lot more tense than I was expecting, but I hope it ends soon. There's supposed to be a really famous muscular theatrist performing next. Her name is Nikki Mular, and she hasn't ever lost a fight. I heard she even beat a violet blood once. Nikki Mular, huh? Now that's a name you could befriend. She must be as big a deal as Amicia makes her out to be, because she uses a real name instead of some ridiculous made-up nonsense like John Cena or Hulk Hogan. Oh, look, he got her! You flinch. The purple blood finally managed to get his quarry in his clutches, and he lifts her up. He lifts her up by the face, digging his fingers into her skull until you hear a sickening crunch, and she collapses to the ground, panting heavily. Jesus! She can't bring herself back up on her feet, and the announcer calls the match to the uproarious applause of the audience. Two trolls enter the cage and start dragging her out, while the winner basks in the audience affection. The olive blood looks like she'll probably live, but she's got a dent in her face that probably isn't coming out ever. All of a sudden, you really need to get a bathroom. You mean use the snack? You mean you'll be right back? Okay, come back soon. This fight has given me all sorts of ideas for a new painting. You quickly make a break for it, jostling your way through the stands and towards the exit of the arena. Before you make it, a voice calls out to you, some slick-headed and slick-finned violet-blooded guy wearing a full suit with a tacky flame pattern on it. Hey, you, alien, you ask. Me, you ask, pointing to yourself, noticing. No, the other alien. You swing your head around wildly, looking for the other alien. This bit gets played out predictably for a while until you both get on the same page, which is that you are the alien whose attention he wants. You're looking to make a little extra buck. No, not really. You never spent all that money you won with us, did you? Okay, how about fame? Frankly, you're probably already too famous for your own good. Friendship? Oh shit, yeah. Sighing with relief, the troll leads you backstage while explaining that he is a promoter for this wrestling ring. One of the trolls that was supposed to perform tonight was eaten by some plant called a troll-devouring catchy grabber. As such, famed muscular theatrist Nicky Moolah has been left with nobody to fight, so it will be that nobody or somebody. An alien will bring all sorts of media attention and controversy, which of course means big bucks for him and friendship for you. Nicky is so friendly, he says, in a tone so insincere, even your friendship-addled brain refuses to believe it. It's okay, you've met worse. Ugh, Jesus! Jesus, 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 Jesus. I am on my knees, on the floor right now. Give me a sec. Jesus. Oh, he takes you into a back room which seems to be full of performers waiting for their turn on stage. There are all sorts of trolls here, muscular and sweat-soaked, blue-blooded more often than not. One troll in particular stands out to you, from her severe expression to a softly pulsating robotic leg, to the fact that she's the only troll with a fully illustrated sprite. She's currently doing bicep curls with a set of spiked weights, huffing with exertion. When the promoter approaches, she looks up with a scowl. Huh, I'm busy. He begins to... Oh, muscles. He explains... Oh, God. Oh, Jesus. Me gay. Me big gay. Whew. He begins to explain that he's bought a new challenger for her to face, but she cuts him off and stands up. She isn't as tall as you expected, but damn if she isn't dense, packing more brawn than any other troll you've met. Even Jahut, even Conil. Do you want to know what happens, sister, to people who disturb my preparations? Do you want to experience? Yes, I do want to experience the bone-crushing, torso-shattering impact. I do. I mean, if the violet blood doesn't, then I do. Of these ladies right here. Oh, absolutely. Yes, I do. Yeah, please just punch me in the face right now. She flexes. God, those muscles are huge. The promoter tells her she really doesn't need to keep up the act. There's no cameras back here. She gives him a stern look, which distinctly says she's never dropped kayfabe in her life and has no intention of starting now. Make it quick. The promoter makes it quick. So let me get this straight. You expect me, to perform with this thing? She seems less than impressed, which you find reasonable. Magnificent legs aside, you don't really look like the wrestling type. Don't you dare insult me, sister. I'd rather you pulled a rusty from the audience than subjected me to this humiliation. Well, oh, but you are more than just an audience member. Frail though you may be, you have the heart and soul of a wrestler. You have much longer than about 5 minutes, you thoroughly reassure her, waited for an opening such as this to reveal your true passion to the world, to come alive on stage and grapple and tumble with the best of them. For eons you have thirsted for the chance to sing the song of sinew, the hymn of heft, the melody of muscle. Would that you could be blessed with the opportunity to live the life of the athlete, to perform alongside your hero, to show the world that you too love to do the muscly thing, and that you might just... Okay, I get it. She glances over the promoter and then back to you. It does seem surprisingly articulate for a lesser being. But is it ready for a butt clenching? Yes. Flesh abrading? Yes, absolutely. Knuckle blistering? Whew, yes. Muscle rippling. You know, these are meant to unappealing, but I'm absolutely ready. Smackdown from uptown? Yes, absolutely. Do we have an automatic save here? Okay. Oh, it's because I'm clicking on the backlog and her quirk has a thing. Absolutely. Yes. You nod your head confidently. Blister my knuckles and abrade my flesh, you say. Let's get this smackdown started. You've got guts at least. She turns to the promoter and gives him a curt nod. The match is on. Then she turns back to you. Now, sister, we need to discuss the show. We girls. Giving the lesbians everything they want. I will make all the decisions. You will respond adequately to the storyline I present. It will be thus. The alien invader challenges me in an exhibition match to topple the matriarchy. They fight valiantly and show an entertaining display of strength. But in the end, as is right and proper, the nobler hue of the hemispectrum prevails again. Tasteful side. I actually... Oh, God. Gay. She starts flexing and showing off for an imaginary audience before turning back to you. Any questions, sister? Yes, actually, you do have a couple of questions. First, will you die? No! Unless you're particularly disgustingly weak, in which case, maybe! Such is the risk we take, we who indulge in that most noble and dignified of sports. I was willing to give up my leg for the craft. Is your life such a heavy price to pay for a tale that will transcend us and be remembered in the annals of muscular history? Is it, sister? Well, right. Secondly, when she says exhibition match, fuck, I fucking went I can't look at the backlog either because her quirk makes it whole thing. It is a muscular theatre term, referring to a match staged for the entertainment that does not affect one's ranking on the flexor ladder. We will not be sparring in the nude. Oh, God. No! We will not be sparring in the nude. Part of me says, no, I want to do that. And part of me says, that would probably get me banned from YouTube. Such glorious displays of raw, chiselled physique are reserved for the intergalactic Trollympics. No, yeah, you got that. Most of you were wondering if it meant the loser's head being exhibited on the pike or some other bloodthirsty nonsense. Do not denigrate this noble sport with claims of savagery. Thirdly, you're getting the sense that she's going to be playing the heel, yeah? The what? Explain that in your own cultural equivalent of muscular theatre, performers generally fall into the category of face or heel, wherein the face is the rule-abiding and sympathetic figure the audience is meant to root for, whereas the heel takes on a more aggressive and unlikable personality. What part of my personality is unlikable? Do you dare suggest, sister, that the audience won't be roaring in thunderous applause and admiration as I conquer yet another pitiful foe? Tell her, you know what, you can be both the face and the heel, and she can be both the face and the heel, and you'll just be subjugated under my heel? Absolutely. Yes. Absolutely. Yes, exactly. Hey, Moolah, chatting time's over. You're up. She jerks her head back at you and silently marches out the room. You begin to follow, and the promoter directs you to the entrance on the other side of the arena. You wait nervously for your cue to enter. Well, folks, we've had some technical difficulties, but here comes the match you've all been waiting for. Wearing the belt of champions, her leg of her own design, she's ready to gut the competition. A paragon of power, a lady of legwork, a true blue rookie annihilator in the making. Clap those hands and activate your screech crevices. It's Nikki Moolah. Nikki approaches the stage cage to thunderous applause, raising her arms and soaking in all the praise. She flares. She flexes and poses. The audience throws glasses of milk at her, which shatter uselessly around her steely frame. This appears to be a common ritual for her. She steps through one of the cage doors and it slams shut behind her, locking tight. With her arms crossed and her teeth firmly gritted, she awaits you. As the announcer begins a new intro speech, you step forward. And in the other corner, frail in stature, weak in knees, and wearing a perpetual look of befuddlement, we have some messed up low-blood alien. Now, has this absurd mockery of life not been culled yet? Perhaps only so fate could lead them to the thrashing of the bloodthirsty hands and bowed foot of the grand Nikki. Absolutely. A decent portion of the crowd boos at you during your approach, which you find unsurprising. You have to dodge a hail of old boots and rotten fruit. Someone throws an entire piano at you. Relatively unfazed, you enter the ring and hear the door close behind you. So, you've come here, alien, to prove your kind superior to the unbreakable, unstoppable troll species? Yeah, you shout, your kind is so superior to trolls. And you, their emissary, does this creature look superior to you, my theatre enthusiasts? She turns to the audience, throwing out a hand in gesture to you. They boo. Is this sorry specimen the best its planet can offer? More boos. You can't know that you came more than prepared to tackle the matriarchy? Yeah, that. So, you claim to be prepared, but are you prepared to face these 24-inch slither noodles? Absolutely. She flexes so hard the announcer's sleeves explode. So be it. I'll crush you in a single blow. You're expecting a referee to start the match, but then it occurs to you there is no referee. Somewhere in the distance a bullhorn sounds, which is apparently the signal to begin. Without taking your eyes off you, Nika grabs the cage wall behind her and hoists herself up effortlessly, scaling it in reverse until she reaches the top. The announcer is screaming something that this move being called the Spiky Nikki, or Spiky Nike, I don't fucking know how her name is pronounced. Once she finishes her ascension, Nikki deftly leaps from the edge of the cage and spins down towards you. Her body twists and writhes in multiple blindingly fast flips while her robotic leg comes slashing at you. You spend quite some time admiring her dazzling form before it occurs to you that you should probably move. You duck and roll forward, feeling the point of a leg just barely graze your scalp. The announcer shouts, "First blood!" as you feel a light trickle down the back of your neck. Some members of the crowd are booing, presumably because they just noticed the colour of your blood. Between the neon lighting and distance, they probably just thought it's a rust colour and not a mutant red. So at least you have that going for you. When you don't have going for you, it's time to think about your next move, because Nikki pivots on her heel and charges at you. This time she's going for a more theatric throw. Two powerful hands grab you, lesbians, grab you and lift you over her shoulder, where you nearly gore yourself on one of her horns in your struggle to escape. You plant two hands on her back and push hard, and you are delighted to find that her grip loosens and you go tumbling over her back, landing with a clumsy stagger on your feet. You're not sure if she lets you get away with that or for the sake of the show, or if you just slipped out of her sweat-soaked palms, but you're going to charitably assume the former. She turns to face you, grunting and baring her fangs. She charges, rearing back a fist and then sending it barreling towards your fragile human nose. You leap out of the way, only narrowly dodging it. All you've done is avoid me, coward. Where's your killer instinct? Do I scare you? Yes, but in a good way. Are you loath to face my true blue, muscle-bound beauty? You take this as your cue to attack, and instead you run away, full tilt away from her. Isn't fear carrying you, you swear. Fool! There is no running or hiding from Nikki Mullah. Stand and fight! She sprints towards you as you flee. The crowd is on tenterhooks. Nobody knows what you're doing, least of all you, but you think you can pull something cool out of this. You leap at the cage wall, barely dodging the spikes that line it, and use the slight amount of gain in the chain link wires to springboard you off. With an exuberant grin, you go flying toward her, arms held out for a classic clothesline maneuver. Then you collide with her own arm and whop! When you wake up, you are lying on what appears to be an exercise mat. You feel a telltale throbbing sensation in your face that indicates a black eye. The rest of you, thankfully, doesn't feel particularly hurt. Nearby you hear the huff and puff of exertion. You glance over and spot Nikki training in one of those leg press machines you always saw in gyms but never had the courage to attempt to use. She's wearing an exercise outfit which, despite its vastly different purpose, looks almost exactly like the outfit she wore in the ring. It has all the functions a fitness aficionado could want. It's loose, it's breathable, and the artist don't have to draw a second set of sprites for it. As soon as she notices you're awake, she turns to speak to you. She doesn't even stop her workout. You're finally awake, sister. Welcome to my hive. I have spent so much time, so much precious, valuable time, waiting for you to open your eyes. Oh God, how long have you been out? About 40 minutes. Whew, that's not so bad, is it? Perhaps, but only when compared to your abysmal performance in the ring. To be knocked out cold by your own attack? Wretched. I am an impossible foe to conquer, and yet even a rusty is towed longer in the realm of mortal combat. You are weak, sister, offensively so. She slams her foot forward with such velocity, the weight on the leg press goes flying off and leaves a dent in the floor. Grunting, she stands, takes a long swig from a bottle, and then approaches you with fire in her eyes. What do you have to say for yourself? You scuttle backwards, proffering only a sheepish smile. You're sorry, you guess? I didn't bring you here for apologies. I brought you here to see your heart ignite with the will to improve. You are not a worthless being. That's the stuff I need to be told. You have a flair for the theatrics, an appreciation of the sport, and a shining soul, filled of only the most intractable determination. You could be so much more than you are, sister. I could make you so much more. Cast your gaze around you and behold, the Brawniseum. You obediently cast said gaze around. This room is massive and laid with training equipment as far as the eye can see. Much of it resembles exercise machines like the one you had in gyms back on Earth, but there is plenty more that looks far more alien and deadly. A treadmill which appears to throw the runner into a vat of acid if they fall off. A series of swinging axes that look at home in a dungeon. 3 different varieties of Iron Maiden, each more horrific than the last. This is presumably Nikki's personal workout studio, but you could easily mistake it for a torture chamber. You wonder if Ardita has ever considered a job as a personal trainer. Maybe you should bring it up with her. There are some who may be worthy of my expertise. It is here that I can forge them, just as I forged myself, into beings of adamantine strength. The journey will be harsh. If you are made of weaker stuff than I believe, you will perish in agony. But if your core is strong and your will of iron, yours will be an unquenchable might. She extends a hand to you, her jaw set. Join me, sister, and together we shall ascend to tumescent heights of muscular perfection. There's a look in her eyes that you have never seen before, one of hope, of faith. Her arm vibrates, muscles quaking. Do you take it? Yes, we do. You take a hand, staring into those beautiful eyes. Oh, to see that deep sapphire blue filled with the glow of friendship. She squeezes your hand so tightly you feel your fingers fracturing. Excellent! I knew you had the spark. Now to make a flame, to grind and crush and pummel the flint until it bursts into the roaring blaze of strength. Today I shall begin by testing your limits. Come. She leads you to the treadmill and the deep bubbling pit of acid directly behind it. You nervously step on. We're going to measure your speed and stamina. Run until you can run no longer. She starts up the machine. She gives you a nice breezy jogging pace at first, but the treads quickly begin to wear away at a blindingly fast rate. You're sprinting as hard as you can to keep up, holding desperately onto the arms of the treadmill. Come on, sister, grit your teeth. Put some thrust sinew into it. If you're not evacuating your acid trap by the time you're done, you aren't trying hard enough. Sweat beads on your forehead as you push your legs to the limit, running like you're being chased by an angry drone. Your feet must be blurring like Sonic the fucking Hedgehog by now. The treads are moving even faster and you can almost feel yourself slipping. Got to hold. You use your grip and go flying backwards, narrowly grasping onto the edge of the pit and dangling into it, your toes singed by the acid. Youch! You hoist yourself up and roll to the side, hissing. Nikki stands over you, clucking her tongue. Top speed, 12 miles per hour. That's good, right? For a bronze blood. Next test. She takes you from machine to machine in quick succession, each time commenting on your skill level. Your biceps are as terrible as Rusty's, your lungs are gold at best, your legs are unexpected cerulean, all the while taunting you, encouraging you to push yourself further. The desiccated corpse of my ancestor could do better than this. You struggle to deadlift a giant barbell made of dead monster skulls. Are you going to eject dismay fluid all night long, or are you going to woman up? You go toe-to-toe with a punching bag that shoots sonic blasts at you whenever you hit it. Shape up or get ejected onto the nearest solar execution barge. You sob as she forces you to do 30 minutes of freeform jazzercise. Your jazz hands are terrible! By the time an hour is up, you're panting and huffing, desperate for a break. Nikki finally relents. Your reward for staying alive thus far. Stay hydrated, sister. She tosses you one of those protein shaker bottles that gym buffs are always chugging from. You regard the mixture within curiously for a moment before throwing caution to the wind and gulping some down. When has imbibing alien substances ever hurt you before? But when the flavour hits your taste buds, you almost retch. Is this Gatorade mixed with milk? Nutritious and delicious. You keep chugging it. You need the liquids, foul though they may be. I'm actually going to fucking try that one day. Because, Alright, lactose-based cover. Let's continue. She next leads you over to one of those Iron Maidens. This one doesn't actually look spiked. It just has a blunt, bumpy surface on the inside. Get in. What? Get in, sister! You reluctantly step inside the Iron Maiden and the doors clamp shut around you. The thing is far, far too tight for you. The bumps are pressing into you from all sides, threatening to squeeze you away into nothing. You go and push back against the walls, desperately trying to keep them from crushing you into a little human waffle. Just when you think your strength is about to give out, the Maiden opens. Pressure resistance, about olive level. These results are, surprisingly, adequate. Your potential continues to shine. Good work. Hooray! This halfway point seems to mark a change in her attitude, as you continue to, just barely, persevere through everything she throws at you. Like a shake weight so powerful it leaves you shuddering intermittently through the next few exercises. Keep steady, sister. Don't lose heart on me now. A rowing machine that douses you with boiling water if you can't keep up the pace. Go, 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 we'll make a future medalist of you yet. Literally being chased around a field outside by a giant toothy monster. Don't you dare allow this thing to be the satisfaction of feasting on your bones. After hours of this grueling work, you finally collapse. You think some of your bones are broken, your heartbeat is coming in quick and irregular pulses, and you can hardly breathe. Your vision blurs and shifts at the edges. God, you're amazed you haven't passed out yet. Get up. Ooh. She's smiling! Oh, I'm gay. She glances weakly up at Nikki, expecting her to be looking down at you with disdain, but instead you see her crouching down and offering you her hand, wearing a smile. You take her hand and she pulls you up onto your feet. Your face now resembles pride when she claps a palm down on your shoulder. It only kind of hurts. You've done well, sister. I threw everything I had at you, and you soldiered on with head held high, even as your body broke beneath the weight. I have never seen such commitment, such strength of heart and soul, such dedication to the craft. Such appreciation for the most righteous of pursuits. You are no mere workout partner. You are a workout friend. A light blossoms inside you like the neighing of a horse. This feeling of power, of strength, and the bond between warriors, this is real and true, and this light will never ever leave you. As you bask here in the satisfied and sweaty glow of a good workout, you realise that planets, universes, dimensions, realities, powers, principalities, and cosmos come and go, but being swole as fuck is forever. Yay! Oh, that was so good! Nikki's so great. Oh my god. Whew, so gay. Right, time to do the bad endings. Let's start with the shorter one first. Come on. Actually this is starting to sound a little much for you. You're not sure you can quite match her enthusiasm for the craft. Who do you think you are, sister? You who has the globes to step to me. You come to my dressing room, and those flimsy, stringy, insultingly puny arms of yours look me in my eyes and challenge me to a match, beg for the chance to spar with me, and then cluck out like the pathetic alien whelp you are, "Get out of my sight." Head bowed low, you retreat to the safety, comfort, and friendless expanse that is the audience. You can't even bear to look at Nikki when she goes out and performs. You're so saddened by the loss of a potential chum. Well, it's kind of grisly watching her pull low-blood challengers from the audience and smash their faces into the spikes. Oh, Jesus. Well, let's go for the long-drawn-out bad ending. But I really fucking like the good ending. Nikki's such a great person. She just wants you to, to be the best you can be. And I think that's gay as fuck. In a good way, because I am gay. Hesitate. He beams off your hand, but under a steely gaze your resolve wavers. This all seems like a lot. Too much even. You don't know if you're made of tough stuff enough for the training she seems to be offering. You would like to prove yourself to become strong, you really would, but does she perhaps just maybe have any courses a little easier on soft and squishy creatures like yourself? The expression on her face grows terrifyingly blank. She's not scowling or snarling or sickened or any other S word. She's just looking at you with the vaguest hint of disappointment dripping from her otherwise neutral expression. I see. You're like all the rest, aren't you? Unworthy to receive my gifts. Unwilling to reach your full potential. A pathetic, simpering thing playing at dreams of muscular greatness it can never achieve because it doesn't have the will for it. You're an insult to my art. You spit on my passion. Get the fuck out of my face and do not, ever, dare to return. Shrinking under a steely gaze, you quickly flee from the hive. Is this it for you? Is the screen going to fade to black, replaced by some goofy cartoonish end card that's some somber game over music composed by artistic genius James Roach? No, you refuse. You are not ready to call this friendship kaput. You show her draconian methods up. Damn it, it's time to get ripped. You're going to do it your own way, and then return, and she'll be so utterly impressed by your muscular growth that she will have no choice but to admit that you are friend material. Sadly, you do not know any other blue bloods characterised by an absurd love of muscles and bodybuilding. They're basically all total nerds, actually. But you can perhaps think of someone from a nearby hue who can help you. Stelsa! Yeah! Her door swings open with gusto and you're greeted by a familiar smiling face. Oh, what an unexpected surprise! You really should have called, or texted, or did literally anything else to alert me to the fact that you wanted to visit me on such short notice when my schedule is so terribly packed. That's alright, I can squeeze in a meeting, I'm sure. Do come in. Titius! We get to see these two. You step past the threshold of the door and into her office/living room. Titius is sprawled out across the couch, lazily holding a book up to her face. It looks like she's studying, which is a relief to you because you would have felt terrible if you had interrupted some intimate time between them. Big fuck! Useless studying is intimate for them. You kind of hope studying isn't intimate for anyone. The prospect terrifies. Would you like to join me and ZZ for some grubloaf? It's no imposition, I promise. You absolutely would. You didn't know Stelsa was a cook on top of anything else she does. Oh, no, I can never. There simply isn't enough time. I'm just ordering some door smash. It's excellent stuff, really. It is. ZZ has some very colourful words for the taste. It's pretty bitchin'. Yes, it's certainly that. Pencil our good friend here for a dinner date, can you, darling? That's literally right here already. We don't need to do that. Stelsa pauses and blinks as if processing a foreign concept. Right. Sometimes Stelsa, yeah, so you don't have to put everything on a schedule, which is fair. School feeding changes a troll. Stelsa pulls up a chair and gestures for you to sit down in front of her desk. All that said, while we wait for the meal to arrive, let's get down to brass tacks. What brings you to my lovely abode tonight? Maybe they just want to see you. People don't always need a reason beyond that. You actually do have a reason, though. Shit. You explain to Stelsa that you have a friend, more accurately a friend to be, or perhaps acquaintance, or perhaps a person of chum-adjacent quality, who would like to impress through the pursuit of personal fitness. You recall that Stelsa was jogging when you met her, so maybe you could help you put together a fitness routine, and you could do some workouts together. Her expression lights up and she clasps her hands together. Oh goodness, I would absolutely love that. My poor Zizi is usually far too tired and far too busy. Sometimes I don't know how I manage it myself. So I'd absolutely love a partner to keep train says yet running on time. Assuming of course you won't be late yourself and can keep up with my pace. Fair warning, it's blistering. Isn't it though? Thanks, sweetums. Oh, that's so gay and domestic and lesbian. This is like lesbian volume. You confidently assert that, if nothing else, you can keep pace with her. Your legs have seen a lot of use. Walking, running, fleeing, prostrating yourself before clowns. You know, the usual. Excellent. We'll set up some meetings and I'll add you to my schedule. My people will call your people, etc., etc. Thanks for visiting. It's been ever so lovely to see you. Toodaloo. She's halfway through shoving you out the door when you remind her she invited you in for grubloaf. She hastily and apologetically pulls you back inside. Tizzy is snickering in the background. Don't know what I'd do if I didn't have Oh, that's gay! Someone has to be the energetic one in this quadrant. The contrast is certainly a stark one. As Tizzy considers quaffing energy drinks here or there, perhaps they could help keep her pep up. 1, I'd probably literally die. 2, you don't want to see me on energy drinks. Nobody does. There. You spend a while longer chatting with Tizzy before the delivery arrives and the three of you have dinner together. The grubloaf is exactly as bitchin' as advertised. A wonderful meal with wonderful friends. A perfect precursor to the fitness montage yet to come. You visit Stelsa multiple days a week, fitting yourself into an incredibly convoluted and packed schedule. The feat doesn't actually prove very hard. You basically only exist to spend time with friends. Her equipment is delightfully free of torture devices. Besides her step machine, she also owns quite a bit of smaller exercise paraphernalia, aerobics, doodads and thingamajigs, yoga mats, jogging outfits. Even one of those huge bouncy exercise balls, which she bans you from using after you accidentally send it careening into a carefully organised stack of books. Stelsa carries herself forward with a peppy, always-on sense of gusto that can be difficult to keep up with, but a bright smile and encouraging attitude do wonders to keep you invested, to convince you that you really can acquire the swellhood you dreamed of. By the end of the perigee, you wouldn't exactly call yourself ripped, but your muscles are definitely toned in a way they previously were not. You feel hale and healthy, more energetic than ever, with a bit of extra pep in your step. Apparently, regular exercise makes you feel good? Wild. You look at yourself in the reflection of an acid puddle. You flex and watch your muscles bulge. Fuck yeah, it's time. At least you hope it's time. You climb into your scuttle buggy and prepare to set into autopilot to Nikki's place, but something stills your hand. Some strange sensation that has been slowly, surely settling in your stomach. A sense of unease, of dread. Well, she told you to never come back, so... 8 days of foolish ignorance are long past, and in their place a burgeoning understanding of the universe in which you exist, and the harsh laws by which it rules its inhabitants. You are beginning to fear made the wrong choice, with all the consequences such a lapse in judgment entails. Will you ever truly befriend Nikki, or are you cursed to live for who knows how long, in a world without a sweet smile to cure insatiable addiction? Mayhap you need not wonder, mayhap the time has come to look inside yourself and know. If you're going to give your chakras one real motherfucker of a blitzing, it's going to take mood music of the highest caliber. Having picked up some meditative tips from Boldir, yay! You navigate your scuttle buggy's radio dial to an achromatic buzz station which is currently playing some soothing ocean sounds. Oh, that's cool. Boldir just canonically meditates. The gentle lap of water meeting the shore, the rhythmic beat of the tide, as steady and as sweet as a mother's heartbeat. It's interspersed with distant honks and weird animal chattering, of course, because this is still fucking Alternia. You lean back into your seat, reclining it as far as you can go, and sink into the cushiony softness. Something sharp is poking at your rib, but you try to ignore it. You close your eyes and allow the white noise to flood your senses, blocking everything else out. Oh yeah, you are really vibing this shit right now. Chakra status, blitz to high hell. Imagine casuality as a river. Every choice a branch, tributaries upon tributaries, winding ever downward, pooling in lakes of inevitability. The pit in your stomach gnaws. It all ends here. Stagnant, bitter water reeking of death. The ocean never out of reach. Your soul ever yearning for the single solitary estuary among all the ceaseless spillways. You take a deep breath. Water laps at your sides and tickles your ears. If you actually fucking put this thing into the water. Hear the rush like a ticking clock. Gravity is time pulling you ever forward. Which river is this? To what end does it deliver you? Your breathing slows then shudders. You feel the rapids approach. The rivers blur then shift. Your heart rewinds, misses a beat, a surge of emotion. Water streaking down the curve of your cheek. Your lungs ache. Which lungs? Which river? Which you? You try to focus, but the water beats at your brows, lashes your arms and legs, too tired to swim. You try for another deep breath, but nothing comes. With a tumultuous gasp, you sink beneath the surface to the churning darkness below. Have you literally, driven yourself into the... Oh, I'm gonna... Here amidst the battering onslaught, the images come. Whirls of emotion, of sound, of thought. Memories best forgotten or never known. Lakes meant to remain uncharted. A crack of thunder. Rain and... Oh my god! Rain and tearful, a single drop of olive. The record skips. Peace through rage, the whirl of the carousel. Horses whinny as the calliope sings. The circle takes you. Searching eyes implore you. The puppet strings stretch toward the moon. The flash of a blade, the spray of blood. Her strings are cut. The crackle of energy, the world gone grayscale. Eyes deeper than the deepest pit. A shuddering final breath. You are lost. Lungs burning, water clogging every inch. You furrow your brow. Think, find your river. Coughing, wheezing, a final rattling gasp. Panic seizes you. A resounding crack, the stamp of hooves, the ricochet of gunfire, the death of one, of thousands. A low, sinister honk, footfalls loud and deep, the swing of a club, blood on the pavement. Dark, acrid smoke, indistinct voices and crackling intercom. A lurch beneath you, feet thrown out, neon energy crackling green. Choking, desperate, lungs aflame, you focus your will. Where are you? Which are you? Find your river. Piercing eyes, a stern, uncompromising gaze. The singe of acid, crushing spikes, the body wanting nothing, all for her approval. The puff of exertion, grey muscles flex and spirits lighten, a gulp of water, the shine of a smile. A looping tape, mirrors in mirrors, the mind, like time, infinite. The tributary splits and you finally drift down your chosen route. Freshwater visions as you float towards the surface. A carefree decision, scuttling like as the throb of an engine, cityscapes passing by. Stern anger, a fist tightly clenched, shaking, barely restrained, hope crushed under rigid foot. A plan poorly conceived. Desperation, madness, friendship at all costs. Navy blood pooling on the oh God! Oh Jesus! Oh God! Oh my God! Holy shit! Tense football on the... Holy shit! I'm writing over a desperate chase, you're thinking... Holy fuck! Oh my God! Escape, sweet bliss soon to shatter, blood and bone turn to steel. Fruitless assistance, your clothing all stained with blood. No more, no more! Oh God! Oh Jesus! One more step, one more desperate step, one foot after another in the endless chase. Jesus Christ! Drenched in fear, in sweat, hidden but not well enough.